Germany. When you hear the name, what comes to mind? Berlin's nightlife, Munich's Oktoberfest, fairy tale castles sitting on misty hills, precision engineering, autobahns, efficiency. But here's the thing nobody tells you. Germany is weird. Not ha-ha quirky weird. I mean ancient, unsettling, history-bending, reality-glitching weird. Hidden across forests, river valleys, and crater fields are towns that feel like they were built by accident, or by aliens, or by medieval people who made some very questionable decisions. Tonight, we're going deep. Not tourist brochure deep, not Instagram deep. We're going into meteor craters turned into cities, villages trapped inside another country, underground tunnel labyrinths older than modern nations, ghost towns swallowed by forests, and one place that feels permanently stuck in Christmas. And by the end of this video, you might start looking at maps differently, because sometimes the strangest places are hiding in plain sight. Let's begin. 10. Nördlingen, the city built by an apocalypse. Imagine standing in a peaceful Bavarian town. Cobblestone streets, red rooftops, church bells echoing softly. Now imagine this. 15 million years ago, a space rock the size of a mountain hit this exact spot at 70,000 kilometers per hour. That town is Nördlingen, and the crater is called the Reese crater. The day the sky exploded. The impact released energy equal to hundreds of thousands of nuclear bombs. Everything within miles vaporized. Shockwaves flattened prehistoric landscapes. The ground liquefied. Pressure so intense it created microscopic diamonds. Yes, diamonds. Now here's the weird part. People eventually built a medieval town right inside the crater, and many of its buildings still contain those tiny diamonds in the stone. So technically, the walls of Nördlingen sparkle under a microscope. NASA and the Moon connection. In the 1960s, scientists thought the crater was volcanic until NASA showed up. They studied the rock composition before the Apollo missions because it resembled lunar surface material. Astronauts trained near Nördlingen, so this small German town is indirectly connected to humanity walking on the moon. Think about that. From asteroid apocalypse to medieval fortifications to space exploration training, all in one place. Walking the wall. Nördlingen still has a fully intact medieval wall. You can walk the entire circle around the city. It's one of the only towns in Germany where the defensive ring is complete. Standing up there, you realize something eerie. The town layout follows the natural bowl of the crater. It feels enclosed, protected, but also trapped. Would you feel safe living inside an ancient impact site? Or would you always wonder, what if something hits again? Let me know in the comments. Transition. From a town born from cosmic destruction, let's move to a place that shouldn't exist politically, a town that confuses GPS systems. 9. Büsingen on Hochrhein, the border glitch. On the map, it looks like a mistake, a tiny German dot, completely surrounded by Switzerland. This is Büsingen on Hochrhein, and it's basically a geopolitical glitch. How did this happen? Medieval feuds, land swaps, diplomatic stubbornness. Over centuries, borders shifted, but Büsingen never moved with them. When modern boundaries were finalized, it was stuck, a German island inside Switzerland. Life inside the exclave. Residents vote in German elections, use Swiss francs daily, have Swiss postal codes, and operate under complex dual-talk systems. Kids go to Swiss schools. Emergency services sometimes cross international borders. It's peaceful, but absurd. Psychological weirdness. Imagine explaining where you live. No, I live in Germany. But you're in Switzerland. Yes. Would you feel divided or lucky? Could borders change again? With shifting politics across Europe, what happens if economic tensions rise? Would Büsingen be absorbed, protected, or forgotten? Places like this remind us borders aren't natural, they're human decisions, and sometimes messy ones. Transition. From political absurdity, let's go underground. Literally.
Oppenheim's underground city. Upground, Oppenheim is charming. Half-timbered houses, wine culture, river views. But beneath it lies something straight out of a thriller. The Keller Labyrinth, a 40-kilometer underground tunnel system. Why were they built? Medieval wine storage, defense, temperature control. Over centuries, individual cellars connected, slowly forming a hidden underground world. World War II shelter. During air raids, residents hid here. Families crammed into stone corridors, candlelight flickering, bombs shaking the ground above. Imagine the sound. Lost sections. Some tunnels were forgotten for decades, rediscovered by accident. What if some parts still remained undiscovered? Would you explore it? Or would claustrophobia win? Transition. From darkness underground to sweetness above ground. But even sweetness can be strange.
7. Witzenhausen, the Cherry Empire. Welcome to Witzenhausen. Population small. Cherry obsession extreme. They crown a cherry queen every year. Parades, costumes, celebrations centered around fruit. But here's the twist. It's also a hub for ecological agriculture studies, climate research, organic innovation, composting technology. So you've got cherry festivals and climate science. It feels oddly symbolic. Old traditions meeting future sustainability. What happens when crops fail? With climate change affecting agriculture, what if cherry harvests decline? Would the identity of the town change? It's fascinating how one fruit can define a place. Transition. From fruit royalty to medieval silence. 6. Tangermünde, the time capsule. Tangermünde feels frozen in the 1400s. It was once a residence of Emperor Charles IV. Then political focus shifted. Trade routes changed. Power moved elsewhere. Tangermünde stayed behind. The eerie part. It survived World War II largely intact. Many German cities were destroyed. Tangermünde wasn't. Walking its streets at night feels cinematic, too quiet, too preserved, like history paused here. Would you want to live somewhere untouched by modern chaos? Or would it feel isolating? 5. Jonsdorf, the Stone Monsters. Near Saxon Switzerland National Park lies Jonsdorf, surrounded by towering sandstone formations shaped by erosion. Some look like faces, animals, creatures. In fog, it's surreal. Folklore. Locals once believed spirits lived in the rocks. When wind whistles through them, it sounds almost alive. Nature-built sculptures more dramatic than any cathedral. 4. Freyburg, the underground wine cathedral. In Freyburg, wine tunnels stretch beneath the town, home of Rotkapschen Mum sect Kellereien. Massive underground halls stacked with bottles. Feels like a cathedral of carbonation. Underground architecture often feels secretive. Why do humans love building below the surface? Protection? Temperature? or something psychological? 3. Rothenburg ob der Tauber, Christmas Forever. Rothenburg ob der Tauber looks like a storybook, but here's the weird part. Christmas never ends. Shops like Café Wolfarth operate year-round. Entire museum dedicated to holiday decor. In July, you can buy snow globes. Is it magical or unsettling? There's something surreal about constant festivity. Does perpetual nostalgia keep tourism alive or trap a town in an aesthetic time loop? Would you love it or get tired of jingle bells in summer? 2. Nienover, the lost medieval city. Near Nienover lie remains of a once promising medieval settlement. Then it vanished. Theories include plague, trade collapse, political instability. Forest reclaimed it. Nature erases faster than we realize. 1. Dötlingen, the 1,000-year-old witness. Finally, Dötlingen. Quiet, unassuming, home to a 1,000-year-old oak tree. It has survived empires, wars, industrial revolutions, world wars, the digital age. Think about that. While nations rose and fell, this tree stood. Final reflection. Weird doesn't mean bad. It means layered. It means complex. It means history didn't smooth everything into normality. Germany's strangest towns show us nature's violence, political absurdity, cultural obsession, forgotten history, and human resilience. Which one would you visit first? Which one gave you chills? Comment below. And if you want part 2, because trust me, we barely scratched the surface, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next strange adventure.